New at 4, a lot of colleges around the country are struggling with enrollment numbers with a new school year just around the corner. News 4's Angela Cristoforos explains the situation at schools in Western New York. Angela?
Christy, colleges and universities here face the same challenges that many other schools do across the country. It's tough to attract more students and keep enrollment numbers up. An economic expert says a number of factors come into play.
If you're at the top, if you're at the University of Buffalo, you can make your student enrollments by just lowering your GPA a little bit. But if you're at a Medaille or a Trocaire or a Hilbert, where you're already letting in everybody pretty much, it's going to be much harder for you to find students.
Buffalo State Department of Economics Chair Fred Floss says part of it has to do with a declining population of 18 to 25-year-olds. He says another factor is the cost. It's more expensive for kids to get a higher education.
State support for both public and private higher education hasn't kept up with inflation. So that means tuitions have had to go up more than they should have.
Floss says enrollment struggles hit smaller private institutions the hardest, and he says it has a ripple effect on the region's economy.
Buffalo, in fact, depends critically on higher education. We're probably, as a percentage of the economy, about 7 to 8% of the local economy.
Very few of the colleges and universities I reached out to today returned my request for information on 2016 enrollment numbers so far. But here's who we did hear from. Medaille College says back in 2011, there were 363 enrolled freshmen. So far in 2016, that number is down to 321.
Traditionally, by the first week in August, we would know how many students we had. But if you're down students, you're really working hard to try to pick up the extra numbers. So nobody wants to give out numbers while they're still trying to enroll students. But I don't know that that's a good sign for Western New York that we haven't met our targets already.
Floss says that some schools accept more applicants to reach their targets, but he said that leads to problems with retention and graduation rates down the line. Live in the studio, Angela Cristoforos, News 4 at 4.